This episode has been brought to you by CompleteNutra.com, whole family nutrition.
I only included intermittent fasting in the Nutrachallenge, especially after we met. I just realized something super profound, but it's very foundational. Everybody's different. Nobody specifically needs the exact same diet. Everybody has some different requirements that they need. And so that's why I couldn't really recommend a specific diet, because you're right. It's too confusing trying to like diet. But when we think about the word diet, the interesting point I want to make about the word diet is our diet is what we eat. What we eat is our diet. So technically we're always on a diet. We're just,
yes.
You know what I mean? It's like we just are in this thing of, oh, we're dieting. We're diet, but that means we're doing something other than what we eat normally. But what we eat normally is our diet. So we got to we have to make that into something that benefits us. Here's the other thing, just to go a little bit quickly. We are made to forget that GMOs and glyphosate are in everything we're eating too. Because a lot of times people are trying to eat healthy, but they don't realize they're eating glyphosate when they eat anything that has any kind of wheat in it. And you're right, it changed into the staff of death, unfortunately, and it makes me so sad. But it's like the GMOs and the glyphosate are insidiously hidden in almost everything people eat. And that's the problem with it, is we have to be so vigilant because it's not even listed. And so when we're trying to eat healthy, we're still getting poison into our bodies unless we're extremely vigilant. And so we can't, because we're trained to forget. They put a nice brown, all natural looking package with like some leaves on the package and then say whole wheat. And we think, oh, that must be healthy. And so we are trying to be health conscious and still eating poison. And so I think it's just we're trained to forget. We're trained to not even think about it. And we have to think about it.
Right. Yeah. And so we have to think about it. So it's a little bit weird because in a way it's like we're in a battle and the enemy is all around us, but we can be very discerning. So can we outsmart the enemy? And this is just for lack of better ways of languaging the conversation.
I think so.
Not that I like war at all. But sometimes we are fighting a battle, and I think this is one of them where
if your opponent thinks you're in a war, if your opponent thinks you're in a war, but you don't think you're in a war, you're still in a war. So you got to learn how to fight.
You're still in a war, and you're probably not going to last.
Exactly. If your opponent thinks you're in a war, you got to learn how to fight.
You got to learn how to fight, or just perish, just ready to go. So that's kind of looking at it today, is that people that are willing to develop the discipline. So let's talk about this for just a second. In order to have discipline, you have to have a burning reason why. If there's no burning reason why, there won't be the discipline. Think of anything you've ever accomplished in your life that required discipline. You'll see the origin of that was you had a desire, such as, I want to learn how to ride a bike so I can be like Billy down the street. Okay. But you have to keep going after it over and over and over until you had a breakthrough and you were riding on your own. That was a form of discipline. So for me, it's so much not about what we're eating as much as it is knowing what foods are guaranteed poison. We really shouldn't even call those food, and get those out of your house.
This episode has been brought to you by CompleteNutra.com, whole family nutrition.